countries is like to the bunker.
I just spent the entire last hour getting into the establishment trade publications talking about how excited they are that if you think the purge of nationalists, Christians, and conservatives and gun owners off the internet, not just here in the U.S., but all over the world, was incredible in 2018 and 2017, that this year they're going to have a consortium, this is mainstream news, of intelligence agencies, Democratic Party operatives, neocon Republicans, they admit, with the Southern Poverty Law Center and other very dangerous private intelligence agencies, interfaced through a computer program already loaded on all the phones and devices. They've been setting this up for a long time. This is the Trojan horse. To take control of your phone, report back everything you're doing, and then load articles over what you see on your phone. Now, listen. A lot of you are going, Alex, that's been happening the last few years, where you go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all these places, and they'll put fact-checking over Trump from Snopes. That's because Google and Apple and Twitter and Facebook opted in. This isn't opting in. This is on your phone. And they say the next phase after that is you don't just get a bad Chinese social score, because our own globalist companies built that for the Chinese. You end up losing your job. You end up getting harassed. You end up getting threatened. So this allows these cowardly Antifa professor types that have been trained, who are now literally organizing millions of people to do this, to be part of these corporate governmental interfaces that watch and mind everything you do. Remember, it came out a few months ago that Mongolians in the west of China are basically being annexed. And so they're putting a southern Chinese person in every home to watch them. And it says in the news that when the social score finally rolls out and merges with Google's Dragonfly, that you'll be tracked over the phone, and that they won't need to give the Uyghurs, that's what they're called, a person in the home anymore, because the head of the household will be given a government smartphone that it says watches and listens to you in live time and reports back. Well, that's what this is. And then you bring it into your home. Every major tech company, there's more than 15 different types, Alexa and Google Assist and all this, into your home. And you say, Alexa, go to the Alex Jones Show. Warning, warning, Alex Jones is a Nazi. Alex Jones is a dangerous criminal. You could be flagged as an extremist for visiting that site. And now they've got stuff worse than Alexa coming out. Facebook's put out a system that has cameras on it, but don't worry, there's a little plastic piece you can cover it up, but not the microphone. Because they know, hey, you're putting a robot in your house, and now that robot has 100,000. They said they've already got them working. Remember about a year ago, it was 25,000 Southern Poverty Law Center trained people. Well, now they say all total, because the news is always more needs to be done. We need to stop these people. We need to stop the right-wingers. We need to ban everybody. Play the Wyden clip in a moment. And they're like, so the articles are always like, it's like, oh, don't worry, we're getting more, aid to poor children. It's like, oh, don't worry. Don't worry. We're getting all this done right now for you and your family. Oh, don't worry. We're going to censor even more as soon as we can. And so now the worst of the worst, literal Antifa scum, control freaks, you name it, all in control of your data, live time, on your phone, not just placing ads and not just placing propaganda in front of you, but now using that same ad software that tracks where you go and what you do to, in live time, report back, send you messages, including live people. Following scripted results, the computer tells them to basically threaten you. Oh, you could get in trouble coming here. That's the China model. It's already here, being announced on Infowars.com. We have the videos. We have the articles. We have the admissions. It's all up there. And is Congress really going to allow that? Is that really what congressmen and women want for their children and grandchildren? You can't make this up. So we're going to go to break. I'm going to come back into other issues now. But this is the big issue. And here are some of the articles that are on Infowars.com from 10 months ago right through to now, backing all this up. Hold on to your tinfoil hat, Alex Jones. YouTube's coming for you. And it was a Wall Street Journal had a huge article about how they banned me, and when they were done, the entire internet of free people. Google and Soros fund Facebook's new fact checkers. How a neocon-backed fact checker plans to wage war on independent media. NewsGuards. This is not even right-wing news, and it's got 20 pages of all the documents, all the admissions, how it's run by the CIA and the Democrats, and now they're bringing in all these neocon groups, and how they admitted it will vertically integrate the industry, and the lobbyists are saying, oh my God, our companies will be profitable again because we're going to shut down competition. It's not even about right-wingers or left-wingers now. It's about monopoly. Facebook's censorship of alternative media, just the beginning, warns top neocon insider who's running it and bragging about it. That's InfoWars back in October, us warning you. Again, Obama quietly signs the Countering Disinformation and Propaganda Act. And that's that partnership of government agencies, the Pentagon, with dying corporate media and the Democratic Party, and then the neocons are the Republican representatives. So you've got the Democrats, the establishment Republican neocons, corporate dying media, the intelligence agencies, and then they liaison with all these big entertainment companies as well, and the Chi-Coms and the EU, and then they all come to consensus, and then they're all recruiting in Germany, mainly former Stasi. And again, Google's moving into the former Stasi headquarters and saying we're going to censor everybody. They're hiring Stasi because they're the best at this. And the Stasi are like, this is wonderful. We would never have, they're hiring former communist East German thought police. And again, this isn't Monty Python. We're not joking. We're not joking. So it's here. It's on. Yeah, they were hiring him 4 years ago, Stasi. Facebook. Now Google's moving into Stasi headquarters. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Are you going to let him do it? You got to let him do it? Worry about the NSA spying on you? Southern Poverty Law Center is on your phone.
You know that guy, Alex Jones? The InfoWars guy? You know what I'm talking about? The guy with no lips, that fucking lunatic. They removed all his content from Facebook, iTunes, Pinterest, and YouTube. Good, you fuck. You know the piece of shit I'm talking about, right? Alex Jones. You know which piece of shit I'm talking about? Alex Jones. You know, right? They shut you down, you fuck you. Good. No freedom of speech for you, you piece of shit. Good, you fucking lunatic. Good. Bye-bye, go.
Tech companies are taking the lead in suppressing any voices that dissent against the left.
Conservatives are feeling the heavy hand of censorship in the United States and across Western Europe.
Twitter gives Alex Jones the boot.
I have a right to face my accusers, Jack, and I never threaten the media with battle rifles. All the top searches are lies about me and my family.
Alex Jones obviously is a well-known conspiracy theorist whose brand is bullying.
You didn't call me to testify in America. I have a right to face my accusers. And you, Congressman Deutsch, are a liar and a fraud.
InfoWars founder Alex Jones is calling out alleged collusion between Google and Democrats.
Google is evil. Google is evil. We're aware of his lying to Congress. We're aware of him in the Dragonfly Project that's already been operational for years inside the Chinese government. Now it's just being rolled out to the general public.
There is an absolute all-out war on conservative free speech.
Facebook and Twitter under fire as conservative users are speaking out about being censored on their platform.
Alex Jones was banned by every major social network.
In the past few days, Apple, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and other companies have all banned Alex Jones from using their platforms.
He's been shadow banned by Google.
Milo Yiannopoulos was banned by Twitter.
I don't know if you know about this, but Milo Yiannopoulos, you know who he is? He got banned from Twitter for writing a bad review about Ghostbusters.
This guy is a threat to the Republic.
British anti-Islamization activist Tommy Robinson has had his Twitter account suspended again after he tweeted that Islam promotes killing.
Also, Twitter purged various libertarian accounts. Instagram temporarily banned Tommy Robinson. Facebook took down a GOP candidate's ads for allegedly being offensive.
The FCC is cracking down on conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
They're coming for everyone's speech. It's criminal.
Their social media accounts are being banned, blocked, and canceled on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
Facebook censor our free speech.
Twitter this evening has suspended the account of Gavin McInnes.
And shame on the ones that don't even see that we have been censored.
You are caught on tape by Project Veritas, shadow banning people. You are censoring people. You censored me. You censored Milo. You censored Chuck Johnson, James O'Keefe. You even censored President Trump when one of your employees deleted his account for a few minutes.
Changing the rules.
Reverend Graham was banned for over 24 hours.
I had this platform, and that was my main platform for communicating with people and sending out my content, and now I can't communicate. I've been silenced.
The real election meddling is by Facebook and Google and others that are shadow banning people, that are outright banning people, and they're blocking conservatives.
Authorities in Britain now seem more interested in fighting hate speech on the internet than fighting crime. They're warning social media users that their comments are being monitored.
I'm more upset that some people in Silicon Valley in secret determine which ideas are allowed on my social media feed.
And so we just sit here and just endure the greatest censorship in the history of America. And the left, which claims to be for free speech, applauds it.
No freedom of speech for you, you piece of shit.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
I just spent an hour and 20 minutes to broadcast on news so over the top, so insane, so criminal, so diabolical, so next level that it's not even in science fiction dystopia movies. And the way they roll it out with psychological warfare incrementally, if the public doesn't get really upset, if Congress doesn't wake up and decide to take action, we're done. They're going to censor your cell phone and computer in real time with not the NSA. They're involved, but leftists at the CIA directing a consortium of neocons, university professors, and students, the Southern Poverty Law Center, ADL, Media Matters, Snopes, and some offshore male diploma group. Now, that all blew up in their face, so now they're got Britannica on, where they type it in like it's Encyclopedia Britannica. Just say God, you know. They're sheep dipping that, but... And now all the new devices being sold have it, and the old devices have back doors to do it, where they're watching you in live time and putting messages over what you see. And I know I just keep saying that because... few things. I expect a lot of these people, and I knew this was coming. But it's kind of like you're a little kid and you've heard people die. But then you go and you actually either see somebody get run over by a car and their guts all over the street and their head broken off their body. body, but the eye's still awake looking around. I saw that one time when I was a kid. I saw it again later when I was a teenager. And then you see your grandpa die or stuff like that, and the friends die. And, it's kind of like there's one thing to know it's coming. There's another thing to see somebody get their head chopped off right in front of you. And, we're getting walked up to the guillotine now. Everything else was just a dress rehearsal. And I see how they use the uneducated and the low IQ controlled by this stuff as their cannon fodder. And it makes me hate the establishment even more. I mean, my God, who would come up with crap like this, and who would do this? Well, we know who. Without even trying to look, because believe me, I'm not trying to look, because it makes me so damn angry. There's news everywhere now where they're going to, in public schools, teach kids how to pole dance. Well, as long as it's gays teaching them, it's okay. If heterosexuals did it, it'd be perverted. If a heterosexual walked over and wanted to teach your daughter how to masturbate at the park, you'd kill him and they'd give you a medal. But as long as it's gay, well, then reach your hands down their pants and help them. And without even looking, it's in the Huffington Post, and it's everywhere. Teaching little girls, we're talking 7, 8-year-olds, how to masturbate. Teaching little girls how to penetrate themselves. And by the way, we're a family show. I don't even want to show this on TV stations. In fact, we'll get complaints on TV stations for even airing this. And I kind of get what they're saying. You understand, though, this is on YouTube and in schools, and this is the Huffington Post and other groups teaching little girls with adults. And again, it's pervert world. It's sexualization of children. It's the agenda. It's what they're doing. They're teaching you that they're going to do it because your children and destroying their innocence is what it's all about. It's the final perversion. I mean, I've got a 14-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, and a 20-month-old daughter. And I'll be 50, 60, 70 years old, and they'll be grown women. And I'm never going to go find a dildo and pull it out and talk about sex with them. But this is the schools doing it, and the government's doing it, and the parents in school programs doing it. And all these parents and people look like their souls have been sucked out. They're all like demonic globs. And you know why? Because that's what they are. Get it off the screen. God, radio listeners are lucky at times like these. See, I'm not just saying this, and I'm not going to quit, and I'm not going to go away, but they're starting to find my breaking point. Not going after the operation, not trying to get the little bit of money I got. I don't give a damn about that. The fact that America isn't, it's everywhere. I cannot open my eyes and not find them abusing children in a sexual way in front of me to absolutely break all of our will. And in fact, no more. I know I should get that right out of I can't do it. God help us. Jeez. And remember, they tried this. It's the same. Remember Jocelyn Elders? You can find the clips online or in Congress. And she was the Surgeon General nominee of Bill Clinton. And she goes, we need to teach the toddlers how to masturbate. And we shouldn't be shy about it. Teachers should reach down and help them do it. Show them. And she's saying, we need to touch your children's genitals. That's who we are. We're here to touch the genitals. Because if we can do that, we can do anything. So, let us touch your son's genitals. Let us touch your daughter's genitals. I'm a black woman, I'm a doctor, and I'm liberal. Now let me touch the pee-pee. You know, and I joke around about it. She did say, that's a real quote, help them. Don't be shy in kindergarten. In the class, teachers, reach down, show them. Because they know biologically humans having their kids messed with go into a rage. So if it's called capture the flag. If we can get the parents to let teachers touch your kids' genitals, we're home free. What did Cuomo say on CNN? He said, Your daughter doesn't like seeing a trans man who's 40 and really a woman and wants to be in the shower with your 11-year-old. Your 11-year-old's a bigot. She doesn't like seeing that woman's penis. That's a quote. Your daughter doesn't like seeing, and everything's upside down world. Your 11-year-old daughter doesn't like seeing a woman's Johnson. You and your daughter are bad. A man's going to come in there with your daughter, and he's the good guy. And Jocelyn Elders is going to help you reach down and touch it. And now they show the little kids, oh, here's a foot-long dildo. Here's a 6-inch one, and you ram it in you like this. It's like, oh, liberal. It's not pedophilia. And by the way, we'll get station complaints. Fine. I agree. Hey, before you complain about me, though, will you please call Congress or file a lawsuit or go after these people politically? Because, man, I'm not the one doing it. Believe me, if you're a radio listener, you're lucky. You're not having to see women teaching and men teaching little girls how to ram stuff in their body. It's soft child porn. But they get these leftist idiots all set into it, and it's total sexualization of children. Think if anybody, imagine if a man walked up in the park to your son and said, son, I'm going to teach you about your ding-dong. Well, let me get my hands on it right now. But if she's in a big general outfit, help me touch your son's penis. And we'll... on with us, and I want to get her take on what we were just covering, and then a bunch of other news and a bunch of clips we're going to get to. I think Cassandra Fairbanks just had a big exclusive interview with Julian Assange and reports of the terrible positions he's in. She'll be popping in later in the next hour as well. You have to understand, I have 4 children. So I used to always hear the news, the children, give us your guns for the children. And I saw it was a ploy playing on people's heartstrings because they cared about children, especially parents. But now particularly with 3 girls and a son, and then knowing what I know, and I remember back in the 90s when Jocelyn Elders was nominated to be the Surgeon General, and her bizarre speeches about we need to get kindergartners to masturbate and have the teachers reach down and grab their genitals and do it. I mean, we can play the clip if you want. And I remember Limbaugh played it, and I was like, I go, this woman's just insane. No, they already do this in Europe. It's already going on here, and now they've got videos they show school students, and the Huffington Post writes about how great it is, and they have TV shows with adults with all sorts of sexual devices teaching little girls how to masturbate. And I don't want to talk about this here on air, but it has to be talked about. That's where this country's going. How to talk to your kids about masturbation in a healthy way. And then they want to show little kids, 6, 7, 8 years old, with these people doing this, and it's total sexualization of children. It's totally creepy. And it's part of the big UN plan to sexualize children early so that they basically get ruined. And the studies show that's what happens. And you know about them pushing NAMBLA and the Huffington Post, the New York Times, Salon, HBO's, Vice, all actually worshiping pedophilia and saying it's a good thing. And then little poor drugged out, he talks about ketamine he's snorting, with convicted murderers, convicted drug dealers, little kids on TV that perform at the local gay strip clubs. And no one does anything because it's New York. So I wanted to make this point. As long as you say you're a human rights activist, you can be somebody that dismembered another gay man and that you're into sexualization of children reportedly, and you launched a whole movement for it. You can then have small children on TV with you with the word Rohypnol behind you, which is a date rape drug, and have the kid talking about snorting ketamine, a mass drug party, sex party drug. And it's all cute and funny. It's nice men who want to talk to your children about sex and how much it's fun as a little boy to be gay and be with them. And the parents don't have jobs, though. They just shop. They literally just send him around to different dance clubs and things. What's his name? Desmond is amazing. So this is the stuff they're showing on YouTube. This is the stuff they're saying is a great thing. And the whole point is, just like someone corrupting a child, just like someone getting a child to go out and have sex before they're of age, or getting them on liquor, or getting them to sign documents, they're not of age. They can't make those decisions. But everywhere, government wants to destroy the age of consent on vaccines, on drugs, and want to remove the parents, and then have this special group of liaisons, famous drag queens and drug party gurus who happen to be murderers, with your child. And that's who's going to come to your school. That's who comes to your school. Oh, here's a murderer who paints paintings about kids on drugs and group sex. And we're going to come to Austin and have little boys dressed like girls. We can't show this because the TV rules, obviously, but we have the footage of men with only glitter on their genitals hugging children. But, oh, they're gay, and they've got glitter on their Louisville Slugger. And it's all in your face. And it's so over the top that everyone just admits, well, it must be okay. Have men with glitter in public with 7-year-old boys hugging them in public with glitter, naked. But there's glitter on their genitals. And then you look at the crowd and it looks like Central casting Brian Stelter's. In fact, don't even show that. Get it off, because there's even worse ones than that. And I understand this is what they're showing kids, and we should be able to do it, and everybody else can cuss on TV, from Lindsey Graham to you name it. We're not going to show it. And I get stations' points complaining. But, man, okay, on a Richter scale, me showing this is a 1. Them doing it to kids is a 10. They're the ones doing it to children. So don't cop out and make it about me. We can't even show you the worst stuff. Oh, my. I'm going to go to Millie Weaver. I appreciate her joining us. The point is that Kevin Spacey had somebody who was 21 or was 18, say they were 21, at a bar, and then videotape Spacey unzipping his pants and let him do it. I don't like Kevin Spacey. He's a leftist. He's on the plane with Bill Clinton, the pedophile plane, and Jerry Epstein. I bet he's a bad guy. But what if Kevin Spacey had 10 and 11-year-old boys shaking their butt at gay strip clubs and men throwing money at them? Or what if Kevin Spacey had silver glitter on his testicles and was standing naked with young boys in public in Austin and being worshipped? You'd be like, this is terrible. Oh, no. He had some guy, looks like kind of go along with it. I'm not even defending it. That's the bad guy. If a man whistles at a woman, that's rape. Or if a man is masculine, that's mentally ill now and criminal, according to the American Psychological Association. But if you are on TV and you're a convicted axe murderer, famous drug dealer with a kid talking about using drugs who dances at gay bars, strip clubs, then it's like totally normal. So like I said, why not have Kevin Spacey with the Desmond is Amazing? Why not have Kevin Spacey teach sex ed to 5-year-olds? Because, Jocelyn Elders was a black lady in an admiral outfit like L. Ron Hubbard. You call him crazy for wearing an admiral outfit. Well, hell, she's wearing an admiral outfit. So, okay, L. Ron Hubbard's crazy over here. Well, what about these people dressed up with these kids doing this? You got a woman in an admiral outfit going, reach down, and the teachers, don't be ashamed. Get them, help them, do it. Should we play her? I think we have the audio, don't we? We have some of her testimony about the wanting to teach your kindergartners. Let's play the clip of that, then we'll go to Millie Weaver. We'll hold her a little bit in the next hour, too. Here it is.
Regard to masturbation, I think that is something that it's a part of human sexuality, and it is a part of something that perhaps should be taught.
But it's not your job to be doing it to kids. And parents don't do that. What the hell are you talking about, you creepazoids? Millie Weaver. There's a lot to get into, the wall, the crisis, the national emergency, everything else. But the truth is, they're coming for our kids. And if we let a bunch of twisted, mentally ill, college trash I'm not saying everybody's bad went to college, but if we let a bunch of just ne'er-do-well control freaks from college and all these other groups literally march in and take our kids, then we deserve what we get. But the problem is, even those of us that say, keep away from my kids, they say, keeping us away. We didn't take things over for no reason. We're going to put our hands on them, and we're going to have sex with them. So, I mean, what do you make of this and where this is going?
Well, I think that Google and their subsidiaries have been participating in the sexualization of our children, which we can get more into on the other side of this break that's coming up. But what I'll tell you is that an FTC complaint has been filed over Google having inappropriate apps for children that have ads that pop up that show sexualized images of and violent advertisements to children. So big tech has a role in sexualizing our children. All the while, they are censoring political speech and satire.
Well, exactly. No, they want to censor us so they can then go after all the kids and literally ruin they want their souls. Google wants to rape your children. Here with us. It makes me so upset, Millie Weaver, that this type of stuff is going on, and you have the total sexualization of children. They admit they're doing it. They're doing more and more horrible things every day out in front of us. And you reminded me of, 6 months ago, there was a big study done of Google and YouTube particularly, thousands of advertisers and sites with sexualization and showing children porn, basically. But it was cartoon porn, and adults having sex with children, but it's cartoon. And law enforcement wants it made illegal. Well, what should be illegal is pushing it on kids. I mean, even if it's a cartoon and a child wasn't actually abused, it's being used to teach children that that's what you do is you have sex early, and with an adult, it's the most abusive, evil crap. And then I went and looked at the study and the articles, and they even pulled some of it up earlier. And I said, take it down. And again, this is being shown to children. I will not show this on an adult show. And by adult, we're not trying to be adult in that we want to show racy stuff. This is what they're doing to our kids, man. And yeah, it's embarrassing to look at it. I mean, it makes me want to attack people. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take action against them politically. But, Millie, you have a great son. You've got another child on the way. Congratulations, you and Gavin.
Thank you.
And it just... being a parent, it makes you even more freaked out, and to see how big this is and to know that big tech in general, I remember it came out like 10 years ago that an internal Sumner Redstone document came out at Viacom. And they said, we have successfully at MTV and Nickelodeon lowered the age of sexualization to 10. We're going to even target lower to not just the tweenies, but down to age 5 with full sexualization. Because we found if we brand them to a sexual thing, that sexual appetite can then be branded to specialty brands we create. So beyond just pure evil wanting to have sex with kids, they are abusing them to traumatize them to then create a neurotic fetish that is branded and trademarked by Viacom to control them throughout life as a customer. Because, yeah, I bet a kid remembers the first person to have sex with them. Okay, especially if it's underage and pedophilia and brutal. So if you mentally rape the child under trauma-based mind control, that's what this is MK Ultra. If you do that, you then have them for life addicted to the product that was associated with it. Now that is evil. Millie.
You know, parents need to be careful about what apps they're allowing their children to download on their tablets and smart devices. I know I myself have allowed games to be put on my phone for my young son to keep him occupied in stressful moments. And what happens is that these games may seem innocent, but they have where this complaint is arising. Now, this advocacy group has filed a 100-page complaint with the FTC asking to hold Google accountable and investigate Google over these apps. These are apps that are recommended for children under 8 years of age, and they're having advertisements that show children sexualized in the ads. It says one game has over 10 million downloads, and it features ads of sexualized images of young girls. They also have ads that show and promote gambling, alcoholic beverages, violent video games. Another game allegedly models harmful behavior, such as teaching children to clean their eyes with sharp instruments. This is what's happening right now on Google
I'm sorry.
platforms.
That's the other big obsession, is teaching them how to commit suicide and cut and harm themselves. It's not like there's a few things there. I'm not even trying to see this stuff on the internet, and I see it all over the place. It's just being force-fed at adults, too. And, of course, there's popular, I forget what it's called, where hot women are mean to dogs and cats. And again, it's very popular to have your eyes burn out with Drano by liberals. And by the way, if you're a new listener, I'm not joking. If you're a radio listener, we're putting all this on screen. I wish to hell we were making this up. We're not making this up.
It's demented. And all the while, we have these Google and their subsidiaries like YouTube having advertisements which are inappropriate on kid-based channels on YouTube. The kids are being exposed disturbing content. Meanwhile, YouTube and Google are focusing all of their censorship capabilities and efforts into censoring adults engaging in political speech and political satire.
Well, of course,
that shows you the real issue.
If you're pushing this child-harming, basically devil worship, child rape, and you're a bunch of satanic demons in San Francisco flying around in private helicopters above zombies and human feces everywhere, then of course you want to ban people trying to stop. Of course the pedophile networks are trying to stop us defending the children. I mean, they mean business. They're like a wolf coming for our kids, and they're saying, you're going to shut up? Look, if you come in a house and you're going to torture some people to death or rape their kids, you first like to tie them up. And so they're just tying us up right now like a spider ties up a fly before it takes its time having that meal. It likes to terrorize the fly. It likes to come over and pet on it and kiss it a little. Get that, because spiders, I guess, kind of like psychos, they like that smell of fear. And then you plunk the fangs in. And but see, first you pump in a little venom to just have it all kind of liquefy out. But they don't bite the head. They like to keep it alive. The spider knows just how to bite to keep it alive, so it's barely alive like a zombie. And then after it's been terrorized and paralyzed for a couple days, it comes over and it sinks the fangs in and has a meal. It's so liberal, though. So, Millie, what do we do about this?
Well, really and truly, parents, first and foremost, can get their kids off of these platforms and don't let them be on these platforms unattended. It's easy to do it. I know we're inundated with technology, but there have been several times where, I put on a YouTube video for my son to watch, educational toddler, based programming. Next thing you know, a Google ad comes on, and it's got a transgender man walking around in heels talking about his homosexual lifestyle. And I'm like, what is going on? I walk in and there's an ad playing for my 3-year-old. So this is what's happening right now. Google's allowing inappropriate, disturbing content to be displayed to children. All the while, they're censoring political speech, they're censoring political satire, and us adults, we're so caught up with defending our own right to speak and exist on these platforms that we're not even paying attention to and focusing on what they're indoctrinating.
And let me be clear, we for
with.
FCC rules have to blur video of what's shown to kindergartners and shown on YouTube to children. Under FCC broadcast rules, which I agree with, for obscenity, we cover it up properly. They show it to kids and it's okay. And like you said, you walk in and your 3-year-old son, who's a great guy I know well, is being bombarded by a man that wants to teach him about his sexual future. Your little baby that's totally innocent and smart and good, who would never, this is Google trying to rape your son's brain.
And they're doing it through their advertisements. That's the irony here. They use it. See, it's not the video. You click the video's fine. It's not the app. You download the game. It's fine. It's game. And through the advertisements on the video. And so that's where they get you. They sneak it in there, and the parent doesn't notice it. So how many apps do you have on your phone or your smart device that your children are playing on that you have no clue that these violent and sexualized ads are popping up and the kids are just seeing it?
If you read ancient Roman history, Jewish history, any history, there's cycles where this happens. Everyone goes crazy and starts raping kids. And finally, normal people stand up and you know what happens. Everybody gets put to the sword that was doing this. And we're going through this cycle again.
It is frightening, and we've seen more and more the LGBTQ community try to slowly posture to protect the pedophilic community. And what I'm going to say is that's a really bad move. I know most of the LGBTQ people who are decent humans are against pedophilia. Most people in general are against pedophilia. And anyone that's going to try to defend that as a sexuality or something that should be protected, they're on the losing side of humanity. They are on the losing side because, you know, humans, parents, we are not going to stand for that. We are going to stand against that with everything we have.
And again, if you were a mother or father and you were at the park or you were at the mall or you were at the roller rink or you were at church and a man walked over or a woman and started talking to your 6-7-year-old and pulled out a dildo and said, I'm going to teach you about penetration, that person will be lucky if their neck didn't get broken. But because it's on TV, it's cute and funny. No, it's not. And it's a damn cult. They've got a lot of useful leftist idiots, like you said, that aren't even into it, who participate believing it's a civil right. They're being used for all this. Obviously, not everybody involved in this is a pedophile. They're just total follower losers.
Assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones.
Evil anti-human agenda to destroy innocence and destroy our children by George Soros and others must be stopped. Millie Weaver, I don't working on a night move. Sit there and see some new horrible thing the left has done and go, oh, great, this I can really talk about this and make them look bad. I mean, I was like that 20 years ago about Republicans and Democrats, but I didn't realize the proliferation of evil and how many cold-blooded marketers they've got on board. I mean, I've had some meetings with good marketers, some of the top people in the country. Had one yesterday with somebody that were very famous, well-known in marketing. We were up there at the top. And then I've had other meetings off record with people. And psychological warfare on our children. And trying to get parents out of the way, everybody else out of the way to do this is it gets me at another level where I'm just going to tell the establishment, I'm not going to put up with your crap. And I'm not afraid of you, and I'm coming for you. And we're going to do this peacefully and politically. But everybody needs to understand that when I go to Congress, all I see is leftist and globalist. I don't see all the good old boys with their F-150s that are ready to fight the UN. The UN's in the schools teaching 5-year-olds how to shove footlongs in them. And I'm sorry to talk like that. That's what they're doing. So everybody needs to get up off their ass and do something. And that means me included. Get it off the screen. Don't show it to me. I'm serious. Take it off. Take it off. I'm at the crew. Millie, you're a mother. I mean, how do you and your husband, Gavin, how do you guys handle this too? Because I know what you're talking about. It's like the children's programs, and Disney's been caught with all the subliminal sex stuff all over it. And the stuff they're in the left and these people, these are freaks, man.
It's everywhere. It's on Netflix. It's on YouTube. It's on all of these mainstream video platforms. Meanwhile, like I said, conservatives are being banned, but they'll allow sexualized graphic content to be displayed before children, really. And, you know, that reminds me of a recent article here where Netflix actually recently banned a political satire episode because Saudi Arabia was upset about the episode. You know, that just goes to show that these markets they're trying to appeal to are more important than actual free speech and, you know, censoring the right kind of content, because you don't want sexualized content for children, but at the same time, we should value political satire.
Well, yeah, it's obscene. You don't put on TV people eating crap.
No, you don't put that. So essentially, Netflix has chosen global markets like China, Saudi Arabia over free speech. Now, what's interesting here is this show, which was called Patriot Act, which was a political satire show on Netflix, I guess it upset the Saudi Arabian government. Saudi Arabian government complains to Netflix. Netflix removes the episode.
That's what I'm saying.
That just goes to show our content is becoming curated.
Is standing up for women. The only thing outlawed is men being strong. The American Psychological Association said this week, masculinity in its classic form is evil and a mental illness. Yes, men standing up against pedophiles is evil to pedophiles. And then Netflix has all these shows about sex with little kids and how great it is. And where they interview real little girls that have been raped and how much they enjoyed it or whatever. And then, I mean, I can't handle it anymore. It's the most insane crap. Billy, I want to continue talking to you, but we have Cassandra Fairbanks joining us. So I'm going to talk to her a few segments, and I want to bring you back and get on the border with you. If you can do it. If not, I understand. We'll be right back. Pray for these children, folks. Get on your knees to God and just say, I don't know what to do, God, but use me as a vessel.
Modern world. Who? Europeans. Built the modern world.
European?
We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We built the modern world. We built the modern world. Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We invented the modern world. I feel you. You're so dumb. We invented the modern world. You fucking degenerate. We saved billions of people from starvation.
Are you joking?
We built modern civilization. White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world. We are so amazing, and I love myself, and I love white people. Say that one more time. Fuck yeah, white people. Say it right here. Fuck yeah, white men. We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love my white men. I just love white men.